Hi there, this is Jane here from Crystal Sparkles Readings. Just here to pop down a card for the day for you. This is a card using the black and white fork in the deck as normal. Let's just have a little look and see what we've got here. Okay, so the card for today, Friday, and going into Saturday, is the Fool card. Okay, the Fool card's the first card in the tarot, so it's the card that starts everything off. The Fool talks about someone who is kind of new to the world and exploring everything. So it's about new beginnings, new starts, new adventures. I always think of it as the adventure card, really, because it's almost like a child starting out on something and being really fascinated, and just a really exciting energy in the Fool card. Really like it. There are lots of cards in the tarot that talk about new beginnings, but the Fool is really like a completely new adventure. So it's kind of quite a radical change. It's quite a real new start. So, you know, something like moving countries or moving, completely changing what you want to do in your career, that sort of thing. It's a really radical change. So this is a really, really lovely card to get, and I find it quite exciting. It does have an element of risk attached to it with the Fool. You can't really see it on this card, but in the Rider-Waite deck it's much clearer, where the card is of the Fool going forward, and he has like his backpack with him, so he's got all his food that he needs, he's got his staff that he can lean on. He kind of, what it basically says is you've got everything you need to go on this adventure. Okay, and although it might feel like it is a little bit scary, that actually there's nothing to be scared of, because you have things around you that can help you, and the adventure, the feeling of adventure kind of outweighs the feeling of the risk, if that makes sense. So in terms of a daily card, it's talking about, you know, you might want to do something a little bit different, a little bit risky, and I don't mean risky dangerous, you know, something where you feel like you're a little bit out of your comfort zone, that kind of risk. So yeah, it's a really, really lovely positive card, that talks about you going on a really fantastic and exciting adventure. Okay, so it's a good card. Really, really positive, lovely energy. Yeah, I just feel like there's a nice fresh energy about today. It's got a good feeling to it. Lots of new stuff around. We all know what's going on. We all know what's going on in the USA today. A real new beginning for them over there, a real big adventure. And whatever you think about it, whatever your feelings are about the situation and the people involved, there's no doubt about it, it's going to be a new adventure. It's going to be something new. It's going to be very different. In the first instance, I feel it will be quite different. Often these things settle down into something that becomes more traditional as time goes on. Once things settle down. Okay, so let's just have a little look and see what we've got in the Energy Oracle deck that I'm just having a shuffle up here of, just to kind of support this little Fool card here, and see what we've got. Oh right, okay, here's the Temple Path. Okay, so interesting cards. The Fool talks about new adventures, new beginnings. Off we go, really, into the world. We're a little bit maybe naive, and we don't really know everything that we need to know, but we know enough to get us through what we need to get through. So we've got everything we need, really. Just feels a little bit shaky. We feel like we're breaking new ground, and we feel like we are possibly not experienced enough to deal with the stuff that is going on. We actually are. We actually really are. We have what we need within us and within the spirit world and things that are around us to support us. So we have what we need. There's no need to be frightened. Okay, so what this card says is the Temple Path is the path for us. We've had this before recently over the last few days, and the temple path is really kind of like taking the path to enlightenment. Okay, so we only get enlightened by going and breaking down barriers and kind of, I don't know, kind of taking a step out into the unknown. That's when we realise and when we are able to move forward and to go forward into something that is exciting and enlightening. The temple path is about enlightenment, really, kind of getting to where you want to be. It's quite a spiritual card. So it's interesting that comes up with this Fool card on this very interesting day. So yeah, I think there are people. I don't want to get into politics too much because that's just quite boring, really. There are a lot of people that are very concerned about where we are, where we're going, what is happening. I would encourage you not to worry too much and maybe just send out some kind of loving energy. Whatever it is you do, whether you pray, whether you work with your angels, whatever it is you do, if you have concerns about the situation that we're finding ourselves in at the moment, that you just kind of send that energy out and really kind of wish for the highest good for everybody involved. And then be gentle with yourself and don't worry too much about it, because quite a lot of this stuff's out of our control anyway. You know, we get an opportunity once every 4 years, and that's it really. Once that's gone, you're kind of stuck with it. So best to make the best of what you can. The temple's just fabulous, and it really does say really much calmer, better times ahead than you perhaps might be anticipating. So just be aware that if you as an individual keep following your highest guidance and your highest path, that has an impact on the world, even though you might not think it does. And I think that really is what my guide's trying to say, is even though there are lots and lots of things happening in the world that are perhaps a little bit scary, a little bit out of our comfort zone, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. We are protected. And if you keep following your own spiritual path, be kind to each other, you know. That's the message, really, is very, very simple. We overcomplicate this all the time. The basic needs for us in being here is to fulfill our own potential. Be happy and joyful, because I don't think we're here to be miserable, and also be kind to each other. Really very, very simple messages that we often overcomplicate from time to time. So I'll leave that with you for now. Hopefully that's given you a little bit of insight into the day. I'll leave it with you for now, and I'll be back again tomorrow. I should be back again tomorrow to do another little card for the day for you. Thank you very much.